First key of 3, defensive tackles must dominate. Take us through what we're going to see and kind of what you're looking at there.
Well, the Browns have really improved their defensive tackle. So you're going to see Malik Collins on a hard slant move inside, and whether it's the run or the pass, that's hard to block when you're on movement. He does a really nice job. Now you're going to see Aiden Huntington come on just a rip move, and whether they make the play or not, you're seeing what Jim Schwartz likes to do. He likes to have these guys on the move. He likes to have these guys constantly in the backfield. Now, the reason I say the defensive tackles and not the defensive ends, Alex Wright, McGuire, and obviously Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has had such success against the Bengals that I think they're going to chip him a little bit more, even though Taylor likes to get 5 out. That being said, there's nothing worse than a quarterback than immediate A and B gap pressure. Burrow can step up around those defensive ends, but he cannot step up if those defensive tackles get penetration. So if they can get great pass rush up the middle in that A and B gap and cause him to get rid of the football or move outside the pocket, that will be huge for the Browns. So again, I think that A and B gap pressure on Burrow is so important for not only pass rush, but winning on first down and letting these pass rushers get crazy and kind of disrupt the game.
Yeah, and the other thing is the Browns have a number of guys that they can shuttle in on that defensive line, not only at tackle but at end as well, so they can keep a fresh set of guys coming at the Bengals on the defensive line.
Well, yeah, and they have – so here's the thing. They have Fairchild, who I think is an outstanding – he was my number 1 guard on the board last year, kid out of Georgia. But he's a guy – he's so aggressive that occasionally he lunges. And Mason Graham and Malik Collins are great at their double swipe when offensive line lunge at him. So his aggression can sometimes hurt him, even though he's an outstanding rookie guard. The other guard they haven't even figured out yet. They went into this week with still having 3 guys fighting for that position. So not only are the Browns strong inside, but that's where the Bengals, they have a rookie and 3 guys fighting for a spot as the season is getting started.
All right, so second key after the defensive tackles, Newsome against T. Higgins. Take us through this and what you're thinking there.
Well, I broke down a lot of film on Newsome, so you're going to see him. I got him for his first 4 years. He's really been really good and competitive with guys in the slot. You're going to see him here. This is when he's a rookie, and he does a really nice job. Now, he's always wanted to go outside, and I think this is a great opportunity. Now, the reason I think they got to help and the reason I think he's been so successful inside, he does pretty good with the guys who are sudden and twitchy, those slot-type receivers. He's gonna get a bunch of T. Higgins because I think they're gonna put Ward on Chase like they should. And T. Higgins is a long receiver who wins at the catch point, and that's something that Newsome has struggled with, both being handsy at the top of routes and just his overall length. He's not a super long corner. So this is going to be a big help. Now, if you have faith in Ward, I think you got to leave Ward on an island with Chase, and I think you got to help with the free safety over top on passing downs, or at least move a linebacker out and get some distance and not maybe play so much press coverage. However, if he does struggle, closing the gap in press coverage might be his best bet. He's going to be highly competitive, but this is a matchup that I think is competitive, but this is one that worries me with the length of T. Higgins.
And you know what? It's something that the Bengals, they put the defense in conflict because you have Chase, you have Higgins, really good receivers, different body types, different skill sets.
Well, and they're all in on their pass game, right? They don't run it very much. They run it very, very little. They don't pull very many guards. And you got Yashevich, the kid from Princeton, who's a sprinter. He's become the third down receiver. You got Charlie Jones, who's a good kick returner. He's kind of that slot guy, Edelman type of guy. And then they got Gesicki, who's a really good tight end. He's long. And I think Delpit will do a really nice job on him, especially when Delpit's down in the box. So obviously the Bengals, all those things, you and I have talked about, all comes down to, can the Browns create pressure on Burrow? And I think it starts with getting an A and B gap with those defensive tackles. And then when they get into long yardage situations and the drops and the routes become longer, that's when Miles turns loose and can get after it.